Yes,
Yeah, I went with the spot.
I'm gonna give them my
Where
one.
do you live at? On your page or the
Yes.
on your page?
I'm gonna let you have this as a microphone
Just hold this.
and just give it to who next candidate
Okay.
comes up. That way it becomes correct into the camera. Broadcast now. Thank you.
I'm gonna open it up, then I'm gonna call on you, then I'm gonna call on you, and then we'll call on Phil. Okay. You got Paul fast. I was gonna just open it up. I don't need to say a whole lot. This,
Well, that's fine. A lot of people want to be seen more.
And you're live. You're live.
well, Phil, get back. Okay.
Come on. Where the state troopers at? Are they
They're over that way, so you can stay by.
Hey, Decker. Doing good. Hey, good evening, everybody. I just want to thank y'all once again for coming. I know we've had the blessing. Hopefully, some of y'all have gotten to eat. You can stand up here and be on TV if you want to. Anyway, just want to thank y'all for coming out. I haven't, as y'all know in the past, I'm Shane Martin. I'm your state senator down here. I love having events. COVID kind of stopped me from having events. You know, I want to have a barbecue, but then you couldn't because you was afraid somebody might get sick or somebody would complain, or just probably wasn't the right thing to do at that time. So I'm proud to be getting back and having an event. I'm not up until 2024, but you can't start having events too early, I don't think. So thank y'all for coming tonight. So we've got an election coming up in Union County in November. I want to make sure everybody gets out to vote. It's a big time in our country. Got Representative Gillum here. Thank you for being here. Love serving in Columbia with you. Let's give him a round of applause. One thing about Union County is you've got a House member that's got all of Union County, but you've got three state senators, myself, Harvey Peeler, and Ronnie Cromer. So we're all on finance. We all care about Union County. So you've basically got four people that are covering Union County. So that's one thing that I like to have. Doug's up for re-election this time, so you need to make sure you go out and support him. But tonight, I wanted to make an introduction. I wanted to make my event a little bit more than just about me. It's not about me right now. It's about November. We got to take our country back. And you only start doing that on a local level. Because everybody talks about national. You want to go to Washington and change it. Well, we're not talking about Washington right now. We're talking about Union County. We've got a lot of good things going on in Union County. We want to continue that in Union County. As I mentioned, you've got four people in Columbia that represent Union County, trying to work with everybody to make things better. And tonight, I want to let you hear from the candidates that you're going to be voting for this November. So without further ado, I want to introduce Annie Smith. She's running for county council. And Annie, I want to thank you for being willing to serve and for being here at my event tonight. So if you would you come up?
Well, here, this is makeup right here. That's what that is. So like he said, my name's Annie Smith, and I'm running County Council District 4, which if you don't know where District 4 is, you got a little bit of bottom part of Lockhart, all the way through 49, all the way up to like Monarch area. Then it goes up to Kelly Road, Peach Orchard, and up that way, all the way up to Bonham and Adamsburg, Philippi, all the way up to Sunoco Road. So if you're in that area, I would love to have your support in November. Just a quick bio about myself, because I'm not going to sit up here and talk, because I really want to get out and talk to y'all and see what y'all need, what your concerns are. But I graduated Union High. I'm a Union native. I went to Lander University, graduated in '03, I believe. with my bachelor's, and then a couple of years ago, I added another piece of paperwork to my wall, which I got my master's from USC Aiken. I've been with USC Union for 10 years as the development and marketing director for the campus, which that entails basically everything. The fun stuff is the marketing part with social media, the website and all that. And then you have the development part of it. I acquire land, all the facilities, all that fun stuff. One thing that I'm proud of, I was a huge part in bringing our campus to Jonesville. So if you don't know, USC Union took ownership of an industrial ballpark right there. I don't know roads. I don't even know roads like in Union. So we took ownership of an industrial ballpark, so now that is our home field for our baseball team. We took ownership of the Jonesville football field, which that is now our soccer field. And then we also took ownership of the old gym. So that gym right now is being used as our indoor athletic training facility, which is the only one in our region where we compete. So it's a huge drawing point. But I want to tell you that because that means I've been working with procurement, I've been working with facilities, I've been working with the city, the county. You name the boards that I've had to work with. I've had to partner with the county on different things. And again, it just shows the true leadership that Union County desperately needs right now. A little bit more about myself. My parents, my mother is Olivia Smith. Raise your hand. And she was a retired school teacher from Union County. She taught 30-something years. My father, the late Monty Smith, he managed Harry Fromm's downtown Union for ages. I'm sure probably some of y'all went through there, and he probably helped clothe you. But growing up around that small business with Harry Fromm's, it made me appreciate the value that these small businesses bring to Union County. And without those small businesses, you're not going to have the economic growth. You're not going to have anything else. So it's time for, I'm not just talking about myself and candidates, but it's all the elected officials right now that are in Union. We need to start looking at Union as a business. That right there will help drive the thing, because once you start looking at it as a business, you can start making things happen. Get organized, get cleaned up, and let's bring some more industries in, some more small businesses in, more families in to help support our economy. That was it.
Thank you, Annie.
Thank you.
I want to take a moment. I want to thank the Jonesville Fire Department. I want to thank them for letting us use their building. So let's give them a round of applause. And since we're here, I'm gonna say this. I might have been prompted to talk about this by somebody, but we'll go from there. Chief Long, just wanted to let you know that Chief Austin from Bonham is here just to kind of look over everything tonight. So that's all right. So I promised him I would do that. But anyway, also I want to thank we've got the town of Jonesville. We've got some people with the Highway Patrol here tonight. Thank y'all for keeping us safe, and let's give all law enforcement a round of applause. Well, next up, we've got for County Council District 1, he's running, Danny Bright. Thank you for being here.
One thing that brings me the most fear is standing in front of a bunch of people talking, but we'll do the best we can. That's one thing I want to say, because I want to highlight, it's going to be hard for me to do it without getting choked up a little bit. I want to highlight one person, because for the past 2 years or so, I've been, I get on message boards and conservative podcasts and things. I've been called some names. I've been called a MAGA Republican. It's been said that I talk too much about my faith, or I'm a Jesus freak. What I got to say to that is, I'm glad you guys are getting to know me. But I want you to take those complaints to a certain person. Some people call her Miss Bright. Some people call her Mimi. I call her Mom. I didn't have a choice. I went to church. I went to church on Sunday morning, Sunday night, and Wednesday night. And that's where that got instilled in my life. So Yeah, I'm a MAGA Republican. I'm going to talk about my faith. If you talk to me very long, we're going to talk about faith. And if you want to call me a Jesus freak, I'll wear that title with a badge of honor. But I don't have accolades like Annie and them does, and I'm going to lean on Annie a lot in January. And I'm going to lean on Philip because they got some experiences I don't have. But I'm going to tell you one thing I do have is straight out of high school, I got a job as a clerk or just a regular retail clerk in an auto parts store. I did that for about 6 months, and another auto parts store hired me as an assistant manager. And then 6 months after that, they hired me as they promoted me to manager, and I worked as a manager there for about 2 years. So I went into that business with no experience whatsoever and was able to excel to management. I left there and went to Torrington, which is now Timpkin. It's a bearing manufacturing plant. And I went in as a CNC operator. I had no clue even what CNC meant, much less any machining experience or any experience reading the mechanical drawings or using the different type measuring tools. I worked there for 11 years, but those machines that I didn't even understand what they did or what they did, when I left, I was writing the programs to make those machines run. So again, I started a job with no experience whatsoever, and I was able to excel at that job. I left there and went to work for, at that time it was Bell South, and now it's AT&T, being one of the largest telecommunications company in the world. I worked in a department called the projects department, and I was able to oversee some projects for some of their largest customers. I was able to oversee projects for North and South Carolina state governments, Wachovia, Bank of America, Ahold, Mecklenburg County, and it just goes on and on. So again, I started in another industry or another business that I had no experience in, and I was able to excel in that business. I decided then to get outside the office environment and do the same type of work, but with hands-on experience as what they call special services, installation, and maintenance. After running that job or working that job for a few years, I was sent. I began to be sent all across the Southeast because once they sent me out one time to work on a project, I think we was working on a project for Orange County schools. We had to upgrade like 220 some sites. And I've gained a reputation, so every time another group within the Southeast needed a technician to come work on a project, I'd gained a reputation that we want him to come, we want Danny to come. So I was able to excel at that also. And during that period of time, I had started a small business, and it was only supposed to be a part-time business, but the business grew to where I couldn't run it part-time. It was going to have to become full-time. So I sold that business, and it excelled for years on. So I'm trying to get at every job I've ever had, I went into with no experience, and in every single one I've excelled because I'm dedicated to working hard and learning the job. And it's going to be the same thing on January 3rd when they swear us in as District 1 Union County Council. But for that to happen, we need you all to go out on November the 8th and cast your vote for the Republicans on that ticket. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. Well said. And I think just to reiterate his point, you can't forget to get out to vote on November 8th. You don't have any reason to complain if you don't get out and go vote on November the 8th. So also want to thank people that keep us safe.
Ain't that the truth?
We have with us the legendary Mark Wade. Let's give him a round of applause. The only man that I know that would help me put on an event, a meal, and a fundraiser, and then not show up because he went to go get married. No, I just got to pick on you a little bit there. Appreciate all you do, keeping everybody safe, and we just appreciate that. So hope I hadn't missed anybody else. But now we've got another position in Union County. It's called the County Supervisor, and Philip Russell has put his name in the hat, he wants to take on that duty. He wanted to run, and he's doing that. But this is countywide. This isn't a district. This is all of Union County. So it doesn't matter if you live in District 1 or 4. But if you do live in 1 or 4, you still need to vote for him. But if you live anywhere in the county, you need to get out and support Philip Russell. He's been a big supporter. It's kind of funny that we're standing here in the fire department. I know he is a huge supporter of our fire and rescue and our law enforcement. And I think that will continue. I think he's got Union County's best interest at heart, or he wouldn't be running. And let's just hear from him tonight, and let's give him our support. Philip.
And I want to thank Shane for putting this on. Shane didn't have to do this tonight. Y'all give him a big round of applause. Shane does a wonderful job for Union County, and if you don't believe that, I could line people up right through this room that have stories about him of how he's helped them, and that means so much to our county, and we ought to be very appreciative. Also, I happen to know his previous babysitter personally. So Diane Rainwater knows you and tells all kind of good stories about you. So I'm going to keep you. You better keep me on your good side there, buddy. Folks, before we get started, I want to point out some very, very important people to me. First off, my wife, Renee, her mother, Judy, Judy's husband, Donnie, affectionately known as Granddaddy, and our almost 30-year-old wonderful daughter over here. And I tell you, they are blessings to me, and they're the reason why I'm up here running. My wife saw me work hard in 1988 with the City of Union to build a GIS system. She saw me leave in 1997 to go to the Fire Academy and to help the Fire Academy, a brand spanking new Fire Academy in our state, open its doors and create policies, process, and procedures to run it. Now, we in South Carolina got a lot to be thankful for. We got the largest, most modern training facility in our nation. They did 32,000 students in over 2,500 classes the last year I was there before I retired in June of 2017. It's an awesome place. And I was glad and honored to have a part to being able to build that. Then I got to go to the city of Clinton after about a year-long break and go and help them build a fire department. I did go work at Bonham for a couple of days. A couple of days a week, Scott let me come down there and do his building inspections for him. Renee wasn't going to let me sit at home, okay? She had to get me out the doors. But gang, of all those things that I learned over that 35-year career, I learned how to build things, I learned how to manage things, and I learned how things work. And everything in government is interrelated. Everything in business is interrelated. What I want to do is bring what I've learned and make Union County and all of its citizens interrelated to each other. Because this is a business. I've managed over 400 employees. I've had to write and stay within a $10 to $12 million budget, depending on what our revenues were. I know how that works. I know Union County's a $22 million business. I know that. That's what its new budget was starting July of this year. We can run that. I want to take everything that I've learned over 35 years and invest it into Union and work 60 to 80 hours a week is what it takes to make it happen. I can do that because it's going to take every bit of that to give it structure. Ladies and gentlemen, for the past 8 years or so, we've had one person making all the decisions. We've got to back off of that. What we've got to do is create a structure. No organization is going to be excelled. It's not going to operate as long as there's only one person making decisions. We've got to have people underneath that supervisor to give the same amount of invested ownership as the supervisor does, to take all of their people and to train them and to motivate them with one common theme. Serve Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Serve the citizens of Union County, and that's what I will do if I go in as your supervisor. We will empower them to serve Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and that's what we need. To add to that, let's talk about service, and I'll take a little sidebar right now. I don't know how many of y'all have noticed or not, but we might have a hurricane come passing our way. It might get up here on Friday or Saturday. Folks, I'll tell you, I want y'all to go ahead, look at my post, let's put a preparation list together. Let's go ahead and get ready because we're going to be on the right side of the storm, the bad side of the storm, and we need to be prepared. All of our citizens do, and our county does. Why do I know that? I spent 20 years working with the state. I also ran the office of ESF 4 and 9 in Fish Hatchery Road with state EMD. So I understand what the potential for these storms could be. We got to be prepared for bad weather. We've got to be prepared for torrential downpours, and we've got to be prepared for tornadoes. Our law enforcement's going to have to be prepared. Our fire service is going to have to be prepared. And actually, one time in my life, I was also a state certified EMT. So, Mark, y'all got to be prepared as well. The last thing I want to talk to you about is I've met with a large number of our industrial plant CEOs, our plant managers, and every one of them are singing a singular theme. That theme, number one, is they need housing. The COO of MicroWorks is getting ready to bring 400 employees to Union. Folks, we don't have 400 houses for sale right now in Union. Our housing market has never been this depleted. We as council and as the supervisor are going to have to work with every developer and every stakeholder. Who's a stakeholder? All the utility providers, the natural gas, our water, our sewers. We're going to have to work with all the stakeholders that own these. And we got to come up with solutions and ideas that helps build subdivisions in Union County, South Carolina. Now, I think we're going to get a lot of help when we get the sewer from Jonesville to Union. I think it's going to help when we get the sewer from Carlisle to Union. It's going to open up markets we haven't had before. But folks, that's the commitment we have to have as a council and as a county, is to go recruit housing. Housing will make all the difference in the world. It will make a difference for these industries that we currently have. It will make a difference for those that want to come here. And believe me, growth's coming. Spartanburg's full. Lawrence is full. Greenville's full. They're going to come here. We got to be prepared for it. And it's starting today as council and working with those developers and working with industry. We can make that happen. So as Nikki Haley once said, it was all about jobs. Philip Russell's telling you in Union it's all about housing right now. If you build it, they'll come. I believe it's the field of dreams. And I think not only will you have people come, but I think you'll have additional industry come. Folks, those are just a few small things that I have. We could talk all day. And some people can say, yeah, Philip, we know you can.
You can tell that.
So with that being said, I'll end there, but let me end with this. November the 8th, we need your vote. Annie needs your vote. Danny needs your vote. I need your vote. We can have all the dreams in the world, but if we don't get the most votes on November the 8th, we don't have the opportunity to implement them. I need your help. We all need your help. We need your help. We need your spouse's help. We need your kids' help if they're over 18 years of age. We need your neighbor's help. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about the vote. We want the best person in that job. And the only way you're going to get the best person in that job is we turn the voters out and let them determine who that will be. And I would ask for your vote. I really need it. I know Annie does. I know Danny does. And we really appreciate you taking a few moments out of your day today. Come here, listen to us, and eat off of Shane. Anytime you can eat off of Shane, it's a good thing, right? Gang, I want to thank y'all very much for your time. I'm going to turn it back over to Shane. But again, thank y'all for being here, and I appreciate you.
It's hard to follow Philip Russell. Good job, Philip. Just want to follow up on that just a little bit. What he talked about, he laid out a vision. It takes somebody with a vision. Everybody knows I'm an engineer. I work in the racing industry. We don't win a lot of races without having a vision. And in order to do that, you got to have team members that are willing to pull behind you and work with you. That's where I want to come back to Annie and Danny and Philip. What you've got is you've got 4 members of the General Assembly, Doug Gillum, myself, Harvey Peeler, and Ronnie Cromer, that are standing by waiting for you to let us know how we can help with that vision. We just can't vote and say, oh, we're going to send something to Union County and maybe they'll figure out how to use it. What really helps us, we're in the leadership positions we're in, especially on the Finance Committee, is when somebody with a vision comes to us and says, hey, here's the plan. We've got people coming in. We've got a housing problem, as he mentioned. we can start figuring out a way to help them solve that. It's a lot easier to get votes in the General Assembly when you're backing a plan rather than just, well, let's just try something. So I wanted to expand on what you were saying, and I think that's something everybody needs to realize when you vote on November the 8th. You're voting for some people that have a plan. They've got a vision. They have relationships with those of us in Columbia already who are willing to help make that vision a success. So with that, I just want to thank everybody for coming. And like I said, I thank Midway Barbecue again. They always do all my events. I mean, you don't beat Midway Barbecue. So let's give them another round. So anybody that hadn't eaten yet, make sure you get something to eat. We don't want anybody to leave here hungry and saying that I didn't feed you. But anyway, I think at this point, I think we're just going to talk one-on-one to everybody and listen to what people have to say. And I just want to say good evening and thank y'all for being here.
I'm standing here with Doug Gillum, and I'm going to let him tell you what he's doing and what he thinks about our new candidates.
I like them. I think they're great leaders. I think we have a great opportunity to let them be a part of our government and help us grow. I do think they have a vision. Talking with them, they're all hard workers. I've dealt with them all, met with them all, worked with them all, and so I think we got a great opportunity. November the 8th, it's going to take everybody getting out to vote. Yes, I am on the ballot. Thank the good Lord, I'm unopposed, and I still ask that people will support me too, but I want them to support everybody that they've seen tonight, and they've heard them talk. I think we have a great opportunity, and I thank you for doing this.
Thank you so much, Doug. I appreciate that, and I guess I'm just going to walk around the room and talk to some people. Yeah? No? Walk around the room, Jerry, and I'm going to find some other people to talk to and find out what they think about our candidates. And let me squeeze by here. How are you doing? What do you think about these candidates?
I love them. Yes, I do. Not really.
It was a good thing tonight, wasn't it? And the food was great, wasn't it? Oh my gosh, it was good. And I'm so thankful for, Jonesville, just the department, the fire department, just putting this on right. All right, well, I'm going to go speak to Miss Adelaide. Miss Adelaide, can I have a minute of your time?
Yes.
Now, you are an educator here in the county, right? Turn around and look right over here. Mr. Jerry's got you on camera, and tell us what you think about these candidates on tonight.
It sounds like we've got a good bunch of candidates running that have their feet grounded where they belong and a lot of support behind them. Get out and support them. They're good, conservative people.
Thank you, Miss Adelaide. I love you so much. I'm going to see if I can't get Freddie over here with me. And he said to hold on 1 second. But we're going to him right now. Freddie, Jerry wants you to talk about tonight. What do you think about the candidates and everything that you're doing?
Oh, man, I think we got three great candidates running for the Republican Party. Annie, Danny, both running for county council. Both very smart people, very energized with their backgrounds they've had. They're going to be a plus for our county. And then Philip leading the way for the county supervisor. I believe that the three of those getting on, working with the county council members we already have, you're going to see Union County move in the right direction. And I hope people can get out and support. We've got some great candidates.
Thank you so much, Freddie. I appreciate that. That was sweet. All right. Do you want me to? Okay. Well, I'm speak to me. I know he's done got all famous and stuff, but Jerry, here he is. Tell us what you think about tonight.
I think tonight,
and all the candidates.
Well, okay, I got to hold it. Okay, that's fine. I think tonight was fantastic. I'm really glad that Senator Martin came by and put this event on tonight. It's a really good way to showcase our candidates and give them a platform to speak about where they stand in their vision for union. We do appreciate Station 500 for allowing us to use their building for the event. And also the crowd. We had a really good showing out tonight. I'm happy to see that. I think so too. I mean, I knew that we would draw. I knew that we would draw a good many. But this is when you have people sitting outside and people sitting all in here and just trying to find seating. I think it's fantastic. But I'm just very proud of the candidates so far. They've been working really hard. We've been doing everything we can to try to help them out. But what Philip said, what the senator said, is absolutely true. Right after November 8th, it's too late to complain. It's too late to make a statement. The time for you to make a statement is on November 8th. And we want to encourage people to go out. Don't forget, there is early voting. You can start voting 2 weeks prior to the election date, November 8th. Go out and vote between October 24th and October 24th to November 4th. You've got 2 weeks, no excuses. If you have individuals that really can't get out of the house, I encourage you to reach out to one of us or go take them. Give them a ride.
The early votes are in Union at that place.
They are. The early votes, you can go vote early at the Union County Elections Office. And what we were hoping to try to do in the next couple of weeks is speak with the election office to see if maybe we can get some precincts around the county, like far-reaching counties like Jonesville, some areas out towards Santuck and Carlisle, to maybe one day in that 2 week period to maybe have a precinct open. I can't say whether or not guarantee that's going to happen, but we're going to see what we can do. We want folks to remember, again, 2 weeks, October 24th through November 4th, prior to November 8th. Get out and vote, and that's what we're trying to encourage everyone.
Thank you so much. And Jerry, thank you so much. He's trying to tell me. How are you? How are you? Mr. Danny, how are you doing tonight? Can we speak to you a little bit further about your running? Do you have anything else that you want our county to know? I mean, we talked about the Lord, and I love the Lord so much.
I do too. Look, without time and prayer and my wife, and we both feel like God was telling us the same thing without us even discussing it. It really is, for us, we feel like it's the way God's living. And it's not me, it's her as much as it is me. Anytime you get into a political office, it actually affects the whole family. I couldn't do it, first of all, without God, and second, without my wife.
Now, as his wife, you're very supportive of this, right?
Yes, ma'am, I am. Well, I just feel like God was putting this on his heart, and I was willing to support him, even though I never in my mind ever imagined being in the political team. But we'll do what we need to do, because it's time for a change.
Thank y'all so much for speaking with me, and know that Union County's got people that are going to pray over them. That's a big deal in its own. So I'm gonna make my way and find Tammy Ann Adams. I see her coming in. Tammy Ann, will you come speak with me, please? How are you doing, darling?
I'm good.
All right, you're the first vice chairman of the Republican ladies.
No, of the GOP.
So who you are and what you think about tonight?
Tonight we had a great turnout. I was really excited to see so many faces here. I'm seeing a lot of faces I've not seen in quite a while, because I haven't been staying up in Jonesville. I think that we have some great candidates. I'm excited for Danny and Annie and Philip, and I know we got to vote for Doug, but he is running uncontested, so we're really lucky to have that spot already secure. Also, well, I have the microphone. Next Monday, October 3rd, Miracle League. If anybody that is supporting the Republican Party wants to come out and help with Miracle League, we will be buddying up with them, and we could use cheerleaders and buddies. So 5:45, if you can come out, we would love to have you there. Thank you, Scarlett.
Thank you, Tammy, and I appreciate that so much. And Jerry, what we're going to do is just we're going to say goodbye now, and I look across the room. There's a lot of people here, a lot of important Union County people. Thank you for your time, and good night.
Well, Scarlett, you did a great job interviewing all these people.
This is the first time I've ever mingled.
Oh, that's good. Just mingle
Stop
right
people in their tracks and say, hey, I need you to talk to me.
Hey, somebody missed a good event, didn't they?
They did. It was a nice event.
Real good
really,
food.
The food was great.
Oh, it was.
I wanted to speak to some of our officers, but I didn't flag them down. But we're going to have a really good turnout this year, aren't we?
I think so. Well, now you got to see it live, and we're getting ready to go, and y'all have a good evening.
Good night. Thank you so much.